So this is our pump. We're going to actually do some plumbing here today on it to make getting it off easier. And this weird, put this pump in new, and we end up having this weird salt crate. Here, let's see if we can get the camera down. See that weird salt crate right there? Gotta get the camera. Yeah, that's not good. So I'm gonna pull all that apart and clean it, and then figure out. We never actually tightened it from the factory. We just kind of put it in. So that's gonna get fixed. The other thing is where we put our connection right there. That was before I put the ATO there, so that's in the way. So we're gonna put a second one right there just so it's easier, so I can lean down and get to it without having to pull the ATO out. So here we go. All right, so this is our energy bar. So number 3 is to our pump. We actually have a little list right here, a little sheet on here that tells us, just because, you know, whatever. So this is number 3. So the first thing we will do is, Justin, you want to grab your hand on that? Yes, I could go into the thing and actually turn it off manually, but why? All right, ready? And shut that off, pull it. All right, and then we will turn this valve. Here, Justin, hold that. I gotta. All right, so that's off. All right, so now the next thing we have to do is shut the ATO off, and then put a clamp on it, because it will overflow. So I don't know, can you see that, bud? So we have to put a clamp on this, otherwise it will take all the water and siphon it back into the ATO, and then it will overflow, which is never a good thing. So next thing you have to do is scare. See, because I was filming, I forgot to do that. So there it goes. Calm down. Calm down. There you go. All right. So now we wait. So the water will go down a little bit. In these, we just got to make sure everything's not going to start blowing air. This one we'll do a slight adjustment on with a magnet, so it's not an issue. There, it should be better. And with that valve off, we should be good. Yes, we have to shut that one off. All right, so the next thing we're going to do here is, there you go. All right, so we'll pull the ATO. Ow. All right, can you reach that now, Chris? All right, so now, all right, be careful when you do that. So this is the Jacuzzi Flex Line stuff, which is great.
Is that all?
No, that's 99%.
I can't get to turn the last. It's stuck.
All right, go back and forth. So these Home Depot valves are horrible. All right, work it back and forth, Justin, until you get it.
It's stuck in that position now for some reason.
Yeah, just work it back and forth. So go to Bulk Reef and buy the expensive valves. Do not get the Home Depot valves. I know it's $7. They're awesome. And they're super tempting, but after a year of running, they will get super stuck, just like this. And you'll have so much fun. So we gotta just work it back and forth. I don't know what's in there, whether it's salt creep or whatever, but it ends up only shutting 99% off. So, yeah, we'll go work on that, and then we'll be back. All right, so we undid the coupler. Usually the north, you know, the ones that are above work okay. We can't figure out how to get the one out from underneath. So that's always fun. So we're gonna have to spin this, but we're cutting it out anyways. So that'll be fun. All right, this one. Now we will have to spin. Well,
I had to crawl underneath.
here we go. Wow, that is like a lot of salt creep. So, if you ever get stuck and your valve won't come off, this is unfortunately how you have to do it. You basically have to spin it off. We won't have to do this. Make sure you have plenty of cord. So didn't we untake the whole cord off last time? Oh, you know what? We're cutting this thing. Why are we doing it this way? Give me the saws off. We'll just cut it. We're gonna cut it anyways. We're making this job like so much harder than it. Right. Saws off. Just hand me the saws off. Whoa, this does not have. That's interesting. That should be done. Okay.
Fell asleep.
Okay, so now you can just pop that off, pop that, super simple. And then we can pull this pump up. And unspin this pump. Put that there. Okay. Where's my tray? There should be a tray that goes over here. You put it way over there, Justin. Beautiful. Okay. So now that's out. And clean the fittings. So this is the part we had that just came off that we cut it off. We ended up trimming it because of course at an angle, so we cut it more straight. I don't know if more straight's even a word, but anyways, we cut it like that, and then we cleaned it out with a rag, make sure there's no burrs or anything. Then take a rag and just kind of pull it so it's nice and clean like that. So the first thing we want is we want to take this and put this right here on there, so we can uncouple that. Always make sure this valve is on this side of it so you can shut the water off. So that other valve that's down there, that is, we got it to work back and forth. So this is what it looks like. Am I too close? Oh. All right, anyways, so this is what it looks like with the burrs before you start cleaning it. Just go in, grab 2 fingers like that, hold it on, and then just squeeze, and then they just come right off. So just kind of work them back and forth inside, blow on it a little bit, make sure all your burrs are off, and you're good to go. All right, so this is what it'll end up looking like when we're done. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, so secret we learned. What we do here is take a rag. Make sure you have a rag to clean up your mess, which is over there, Allie. Grab me that. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Get some more light. Just put it down. I'm going to need the other things for that. All right. So what we use is we've used the everything, whatever. You can go through the list of stuff we've used, but can you focus on that? Good. All right, so this is what we use: Rain or Shine medium blue PVC cement. It is more expensive than just using regular cement. It's the most expensive one I think they sell at Home Depot, but this works super well, and just holds so much better than the other stuff. So this is what we found that works the best for us, and this is what it'll end up looking like. It definitely is a lot thicker than the other stuff, and I guess it's actually a weld, or it is a cement, but it almost like welds the stuff on. So let's do one. We want to go, do we want the heavy end on this end? Probably not, right? We want that end because then it would be lighter. Just trying to see how I want to do it. Do we want to, might be weird twisting it that way. Seems more natural, like when it wants to come off, it would have to go up. So I think I do want to, I know it will be heavier. Yeah, I do like that a little bit better. Alright, so, alright, they always are like that. Can I get the adjustable wrench? So you're always going to need an adjustable wrench. If this is the first time you've ever done it. For people that have done this, they're going to be like, yeah, we know. But, alright, just lightly twist. Make sure you got a rag to clean up mess. Alright, here we go. Now, my trick is to kind of clean some of it off as you go. Do not make a mess if you can, because that just makes, once you get a little mess. Alright, so I put a nice coating around there, back in. Then we'll take this, and then I spin it a little bit into a circle. And then you do have to hold it. This stuff grabs a lot faster than the other stuff, and it doesn't tend to push out. Now when you use the PVC, the spa stuff, the flexible tube, that stuff has this weird reaction where it'll try to push the pipe out, so you do have to hold it. But I mean, this stuff's already locked. So that one's done. Great stuff. Alright, so then put it together so that goes there. Make sure that you always make sure this can go back over on there. I've done that before where I put it in a fitting and then whatever we want to do. So, but I don't know if you can see how I'm twisting and rolling like that. That'll prevent a lot of the mess. So I'll go in, I'll get a nice circle, and then spin it, try to get the bead going. And then what I'll do is we'll spin the thing in, and then make sure you push all the way down into your fitting. And a lot of times you'll push in by hand and you'll be like, oh yeah, I got it, but no, you didn't. So I've done that a lot of times where I didn't push in and it only went in a quarter inch, and I was like, oh yeah, it's in. But make sure it's all the way in there so you got maximum connection. Just let me grab another rag. Yeah, definitely have plenty of rags with you because you are going to make a wonderful mess. Alright, this is the other thing. Play with your thing to see how you want to hold it, because you're going to be in a weird position. Doesn't matter on this one how you do it, but just kind of think of like how you want to turn the valve. And yes, I just told you not to use these valves, but we got to get this done, so that's what we're using. So put this in, spin it in, so that's now your fitting. That's what it'll look like. And then this is where that is. This will be in the off position. It's probably easier that way. Or is it going to be easier this way? No, it'll be easier that way. Okay. So this one, keep it open while you do it. Spin once again on here and wrap around. And once again, as I hold into it, can you get it in there? Nope. See, it was already grabbing while I was talking, and so I had to kind of like put all my weight on that to get it to hold. So that's what it'll look like. I don't know if you can see through that side, but all right. So this is our fitting. So now what we'll do down is now we have obviously added this and this, so now we'll have to kind of measure, put this on, and then we'll have to adjust from there where to do it after we do the pump. All right, here we go. So this is the Hammerhead Gold Hybrid. We actually have another one of these in storage in a box. Never ever just have one of these, because if one goes, you are not getting one for at least a week. And if you hope to God that they're going to be able to ship it, you do not want your coral going a week without, or maybe 3 days. Like, if the world loves you, you know, you'll get it, but you can't let your tank go 3 days without flow. So all right, so we got this one, and we put this one in. And what I did not do, which clearly was a problem, is it came from the factory, and I did not tighten anything up. I did not check to see if anything was, what do you call it, tight. I did not check the bolts. I just threw it in, and walla wang, 3 months later, this is what we get. Absolute craziness. So now I have to go in there and clean all that out, tear it apart, and see. But so we haven't touched it. Here you go. This is how loose everything is. It's just a little bit of turn. I mean, it basically, I mean, that's, I don't know if I can do it with hand, but it's not what you would call tight. I mean, that's just basically, they snugged it, is what they basically did. So when you get these, make sure you check. I know everybody's like, yeah, of course you check to tighten them. Well, I didn't, thinking that they would have been tight, and they are not tight. So make sure you check that, or you will be pulling the pump apart. The other thing with cleaning these, which isn't a bad thing, is it really prevents salt creep from locking up any of your fittings. So it's a good thing to kind of, they say every year or 6 months or whatever, but we're going to do it every 3 months. And then you don't have to hold that because that's, so I mean, essentially these could be done just by hand. So I'm pretty sure that's why we were sleeping. So these come apart really easy. Seen these in fish stores where they've run them for years and years, and they're just like impacted with all this kind of salt and just nastiness, and I'm just like, this is horrible as it is. This is like, I've seen these where they're like, you can't even see the thing spinning, and it's not good. Hoping that tightening all this up, it was just loose, and that's why it was leaking a little bit. But part of me wants to make sure that the shaft is on all the way too. All right. There we go.
Maybe I'm another one of those tools because I got it down the sink, but in the sink, but I can't get it. Just a minute, rinse it down. So I'm going to wash this down a little bit.